Welcome to Righting Wrongs here at Hudgell Solicitors. I'm Keith Phillips, and with me is Neil Hudgell, Executive Chairman who represents hundreds of victims of the post office scandal. Neil, we're here to delve a little deeper into exactly what's going on with the various compensation schemes in the Horizon Convictions Redress Scheme. Can you explain what that is and what the latest developments are?
Yeah, this complex phraseology and change of terminology doesn't help in some senses. But what that scheme is the follow-on from the original overturned convictions cases. If you remember, they went through the Court of Appeal in 2021, and there was then this groundswell, particularly after the dramatisation at the beginning of January. So there's been some mass exoneration legislation to quash all relevant convictions related to Horizon. So this is the compensation scheme that follows that. People's convictions were automatically quashed, but they didn't know they'd been quashed until they got a letter. The letters started to go out in July. The majority have gone out now by the end of November. There's still some to go out. And in broad terms, there are 900 potential eligible applicants.
Can I pick you up there? You say 900. Is that 900 people who have yet to come forward?
No, that's a cohort of 900 potential convicted people that might qualify for compensation. Of that 900, some of those are out of scope. So that reduces by about 150, so somewhere of the order of 750. Of those, approaching 500 people have had letters of exoneration. There's about another 250 of some other various stages. I'm talking in round numbers because the numbers change, but that sort of gives you a general indication of the size of the cohort. And those people, once they get an exoneration letter and get a gateway to compensation, have two options. One is to take a fixed £600,000 and the other is to have a case fully quantified. In either instance, they get an immediate interim payment of £200,000 and then they elect one route or the other. We've in excess of 200 clients that fall within that 900. And the overwhelming evidence at the moment is the majority of them are taking the fixed compensation sum. Reasons, I'll take the words from one of my clients, Dowie, who gave evidence at the Select Committee. He was an exoneree under the mass exoneration legislation. And he said, I watched what's gone on before me. I didn't want any of that. I just want a simple, quick process and move on. So I've taken £600,000. I think a lot of people are in that bracket, really. It's more a question of peace of mind, getting on with things. So we get lots of lovely letters from people saying, thanks for everything that you've done for us. I've bought a house. I can enjoy my retirement now. I'm not really that bothered about squeezing the pips to the final nth degree out of post office. I want an end to this battle. My name's cleared. I'm the innocent person I always knew I was. I've got compensation in the bank. I've got some peace of mind. It's time to draw a line under it. So a lot of people are in that boat.
So anyone who's got an exoneration letter, though, would you still urge them to seek legal advice before making a decision on what to accept?
In fairness to government, they are telling people to seek legal advice. There's a panel of lawyers, including ourselves, that they can go to. No one is charged for the process. And it really is important to take legal advice. At the end of the day, it's client's decision. We can say to them, look, it feels to us like your case might be worth more, but we've got to do X, Y, and Z. At which point they can say, no, look, I just want it done. And we respect that, but we've given the advice and they can choose whether to take it or not. And then we would just process the paperwork for them. Paperwork to people can be a bit daunting. There's ID checks that need to be completed. There's forms that need to be filled in. There's sort of processing of payment. There's all sorts of bits of stuff that, is meat and drink to us. We do that every day, all day, it's much easier for them to engage us or any of the other lawyers to sort that process for them.
And there's no charge for taking in legal advice and for you acting for them?
No, there's no charge at all. And I think really, again, just to reiterate that as lawyers, we know that clients don't like us as a breed. There's mistrust of professionals in suits. Look at what's happened to them with post office. So anybody in a suit is somebody that they're very wary of, and we get that. But I think it's really important that they know that we're on their side, and there are plenty of people that will vouch for us, that have been through the process, that we can introduce them to. And it is a problem at the minute because the statistics suggest that even though there's been nearly 500 letters issued, only 250 of them have had some form of payment so far. So there'll be some in the system. But for me, that equally suggests that there are maybe a couple of hundred people out there that haven't yet taken legal advice or are trying to do it themselves. And whilst government are signposting clients to lawyers, they can't force them to. So some people want to deal directly with government department, and it might not be in their best interest because there are things that we might be able to inform them of that might actually influence the decision.
Many of those people are older. Some of them will have passed away. Their families may or may not be aware of their convictions. What message would you put out to them?
Find out, because there is a process. So basically, what government are doing, and the Ministry of Justice are writing out to people whose details they have. Some people's details they don't have. Some people's address details they don't have. Particularly if someone's died, there is an uncertainty often around who is entitled to the compensation. We look after a number of families of deceased sub-postmasters, and that's another layer of complication in completion of paperwork. You may need what's called a grant of probate. Again, that's meat and drink to us. And I do know, anecdotally, that the whole process of that has put people off, which sounds extreme when it opens the gateway to quite sizable sums of compensation that can be passed down through the generations and put to good use. But it has put people off. So it's important that they do come forward. But as I say, because some of the reason the letters have been going out slow is because the database which is held by government is not that good. So if there's somebody out there that thinks their mum or dad, or indeed themselves, were convicted as a result of Horizon, it's important for them to come forward because we can then register their details, which is a more proactive way of saying to the Ministry of Justice, this person looks to be someone that might be affected by this scandal. Can you please check what you've got to see if they do qualify under the exoneration legislation?
Neil, thank you very much. And thank you for listening to Righting Wrongs. If you need further information or advice regarding any issue relating to the post office scandal, head to our website, hudgellsolicitors.co.uk.